Hey everyone, this is my first time recording a video and I would like to try a little bit of Rimworld with you. So first of all, before we start, I would like to show you the mods I am using for this game, which there's a few. So basically these are all quality of life augmenters, and there is a lot more items and factions that will attack us during the day. So first of all, we've got Rimkia, which is adding a lot of furnitures. CP Beasties, which has a lot more animals of a lot of kind, different for different binomes. Prepare Carefully is maybe the most overpowered mod I'm using here, which allows you to choose traits and everything basically your settlers will have before the game starts. But, well, we'll come back to that later. Expanded prosthetics and organ engineering allows you to basically remove a lot of parts from the human body and to sell those. It also adds 5 benches that allows you to create um, better and better prostheses for your characters. RT's weapon packs adds a lot of weapons. RT Fuse, this one is very useful because it adds a research that allows you to create a breaker, which will prevent. Well, there will still be electric fuses. There will still be short circuits, but instead of destroying part of your base, it will just flip the breaker, and you'll need to either repair it or, if you have the research, just flip it back on, like real life. More vanilla turrets adds a few turrets that will be able to research towards the end of the game to make things a bit more interesting. More trade ships is exactly what it says, because I found that the vanilla game has very rare instances of trade ships, so I've added those with that. Doormat is a simple mod that adds mat at for the doors that will capture up to 5 instances of the same thing, like dirt, blood, sand, etc. So instead of having it spread all over your room, it will be at the same spot. So it's easier to clean. Crafting hysteresis, honestly, I think doesn't work all that well, but I like the principle. Is that when you make a bill for one of your crafting station, like the cooking station, you can say craft 40, but only start crafting when we're back down at like 20. So instead of rushing every time somebody eats something, they'll wait and then make a bunch of food at the same time. Pet follow is useful when you have animals, which I don't really use, but anyway, it's useful. So they will not follow you, or they will follow you depending on how you use it, when you're going to fight enemies, which is quite useful if you want to save the animals and not have a mood debuff. More furniture installs more furniture. These ones here are useful because they help boost either sleep or research, but only with a small amount. Mad skills. One of the things I hate about the vanilla game is that there's skill degradation. If you do not cook for a while, if you don't shoot for a while, you will lose experience point in that level, which is kind of ridiculous because once you've learned to ride a bike, you don't forget that. So it just removes that degradation. Allow tool. One of the most useful things is there's a simple button that allows everything on the map. So when you've got, just as in the picture, when you've got a raid and you kill 50,000 people, then instead of going to every item and allowing them, you just click one button and they're all allowed. Which is also useful to get animals that die of natural causes, because sometimes you don't see them. So I will just periodically unforbid everything, and sometimes I'll get a dead body that was lying around waiting for us to use it. Vein Miner, also one of the most useful one, allows you to simply click on a visible ore and the whole vein will be clicked, so you don't have to micromanage that. This just raindrops no longer fall on my head, allows your people to take care of roofs before constructing or destructing stuff. So roofs don't fall on their head before they're done. Less rebuff, because you know everybody loves the Romance penalties when you're rebuffed, but they are quite stupid, especially when the same character gets like 5 times rebuffed from the same character. It's like, you know, get a grip, man. So instead, they will follow these data here. They'll basically have less mood rebuff, less mood debuff from rebuff. Better crash chips, because you know stuff going from the atmosphere is giving you like a hard time. There's always a lot of bots, so they will give more often AI cores. They don't always give them, but they will also give plasteel and components. You know, it's balanced, but it's a help. Reasonable lamps lower the cost of electricity. I'm using that not because I want to cheat, but because I like to. I don't think the lamps light up enough of a room, so I will put like 4 in every room instead of just 1. So this allows me to do that. Oh, this one I love because it shows straight on the character. Well, on the main screen, it shows the character's mood, and the lines you see are actually which are the low break risk and the high break risk. Rimsenal, which we'll see a little bit more as we go down here, adds a lot of weapons and a lot of factions going with those weapons, and most of those are, you know, evil factions, so they will attack us eventually. Like the pharaohs, who use shitty weapons that are crafted out of anything they could find. So they will attack quite soon in the game, because I think they're weak, but they're very annoying. Miniaturization allows you to simply move furniture that you couldn't move before, because, you know, instead of building another one, you can just move it now. It doesn't work for everything, but it's still useful. Rimsenal adds the Federation pack, which is the same thing, more armor, more weapons, and another core faction. I think those are friendly, but I'm not sure. Reduced heat allows a new central heating function that will allow us to better control the temperature, but I never got late enough into the game to use it. This one allows us to create a mobile mineral sonar that will theoretically show us in a mountain if there are ores interesting to get, but I still haven't used it before, so it's just theory for now. GHXX Tech Advancing. I haven't managed that one yet because I don't want to cheat it, but basically what it says is once you've completely researched one level, like industrial, medieval, or something, you will upgrade to the next level. Or if you researched at least half of one whole tech level, you will get that level. But again, I have not researched enough things to get to that. This is USCM core, only adds standard equipment and items that are used in the USCM, United States Colonial Marine Corps. So that's more items. Call of Cthulhu, neutral factions, because you don't have enough factions as it is. Core Driller, at the end of the game, which I haven't gone to yet, but with that you will be able to drill the earth and find more minerals. It's balanced because it takes a lot of resources to create. Syndicate has more items and another faction. Same for no, this one actually adds different turrets. I have not had a chance to see much of those in actions, besides maybe one of those blue ones, but I can't wait to use them. Solar flare shield is something that doesn't cost a lot of electricity until there's a solar flare, and it will actually allow some of your stuff to keep working, but it will cost a crap load of electricity as a balance thing. No random construction, because as I said before, if you know how to build something, you shouldn't forget how to do that. So basically, if you are a certain level, as you can see them, the level ranges will let you build different kind of furniture. So if you're level 20, you will always build legendary, which is nice because otherwise it's random, and I don't like that. Hand me that brick. What that makes is that the people who are taking care of hauling stuff will actually haul towards the construction, but will not build. So if you have a designated builder, as I try to do, that person will be only building, and the others will bring the stuff to the construction. It has downsides, as people will prioritize that instead of hauling other stuff, but it's a quality of life. Replace walls allow you to replace wall types and doors on the fly instead of deconstructing them, the previous one, and rebuilding after that. Again, quality of life. Infinity Rim, more weapons, and another faction. Extended power armor, same things. It allows you to research a little bit more and then upgrade the power armor you could get in vanilla. Tau Empire, I haven't seen those yet, but I'm quite afraid of that bot here, because that's a faction that will try to kill us in the late game. Astrotech, still haven't got to that one, but it allows off-world mining. So to get useful stuff from space. Core Driller adds an Imperial Guard and more resources that are ceramite and adamantium, and those will be useful to build some of the armors and stuff we have found so far. That's a cute one. For rock wall, allows you to build a rock wall that looks exactly like actual rock. So if you want to have something pretty, then that is your thing. And it costs a bit more than actual walls, so it's balanced like that. DE surgeries allows you to basically, at the cost of a lot of medicine, to remove stuff that would be permanent on your colonists. Like if they've got broken fingers or gut worms and muscle parasite, which are very annoying, they will use them to heal them. Mostly they use regular medicine, but for tougher stuff they need Glitter World medicine. And there are a few basic things that can be done with herbal medicine, but mostly it's medicine. Advanced power generation for the end game allows you to create better versions of the power generation stuff you can build as we start. USCM Colonial Marines core factions as the factions alongside with the items we've seen before. The spotlights are basically light that will shine on enemies and will give a small bonus to shooting them if they are lit. Talents faction, more items and more factions. Miscellaneous core is basically allows you to create teams and create brain implants or buy them, but mostly it will be used to for the robots that come here. So you've got a miscellaneous robot, which are hauling bot and cleaning bot, which I can't wait to use because they will free time for my colonists to do more things. Misc Robot Plus Plus allows Kitchen Bot, Crafter Bot, Builder Bot, and ER Bot, which I will not use most probably because I want my colonists to take care of those things. But you know, it's always good to have it. Goodnight creates new beds, 3 medieval ones, 2 industrial ones, and 2 spacer ones, which need to be researched first. Incident trolling limits the amount of times you will get solar flares, eclipses, single animal attacks, basically everything, instead of having a chance of happening at the same time, will be slowed a little bit. Like infestations won't happen for the first 45 days, which is quite useful because when you start, especially if you start in a mountainous area, you will want to dig stuff, and that creates the chance for infestations, and you are not ready at the level 1. Astra Militarium Imperial Guard mod adds Warhammer 40k weapons and characters, and you know, everything else. Same thing for the sentries, which is always useful. You can build robots and sell them if you want to, because you will make a profit, but it will cost you resources and especially time. Cave World Flora adds mushrooms in when they're under a rock roof, like in caves and stuff like that, and some of them light up and some of them can be harvested for eating. And finally, Roof Bomb, which is not up to date, but it's okay, I think it still works, allows you to remove rock roofs, which are supposedly unremovable, which is a bit bullshit if you ask me. Alright, well, that takes care of that. I will add some more mods as they are made, because I love adding more to this game. But that tells you everything you need to know about what I'm going to do next. And well, that will be it for the first video, and next time we'll start an actual colony. Thank you very much, and see you later.